So the Oklahoma Sooners already got their quarterback of the future in five-star quarterback Jackson Arnold. However, you can never be too early to look into the future. So this is class of 2025 quarterback Kevin Sperry, standing at 6'1", 200 pounds, coming out of Rock Hill High School. This kid looks pretty good, as we can see from those first couple throws. This guy's got pressure in his face, flicks the ball. Not so much pressure, but the great just flick of the ball, just right over the corner's head, or right over that linebacker's head, but past the corner. Hey. Oh, whoa. This throw is nasty. Flicks the, like, he's literally throwing this across and behind his body and just drops it right on the money. Hey, this kid Kevin Sperry is nice. I think that we're going to be seeing, especially with NIL and just how early you have to get involved in the recruiting process with these kids now, you're going to start seeing more and more of these top schools offering younger and younger quarterbacks just because you got to get out there early. I mean, don't get me wrong, a commitment doesn't really mean anything until the name's sighted on the dotted line, but it is always good to have a guy at least verbally committed, especially early, and especially your quarterbacks, because most teams kind of structure their recruiting class around their quarterback. So, hey, all my Oklahoma Sooner fans, I know that you guys haven't even seen Jackson Arnold take a step yet on Oklahoma's football field, but how do you guys like Kevin Sperry? I think this kid has a ton of upside. Again, so this kid's a sophomore. These are his sophomore year highs. He's going to be a junior next year. To have this level of arm talent and this level of just, he doesn't, like, normally when you see guys this young, they normally just have kind of like one thing. They're normally like big arm, or they're like really big physically. They'll be like 6'4", 6'5" as a sophomore, or they're ridiculously fast. He seems to have a good mesh of everything. You know, the arm talent isn't like nothing crazy, but it's not just, I would be comparing him to his senior self. As a sophomore, he actually has a very nice arm. I think he can get a little bit stronger in his arm, but he's more of a touch passer, and he can more so get a lot of velocity on the ball. So, okay, slamming my guy to the ground 1 second. Yo, he bounced him like a basketball. Wait a second. I didn't know he was a dual sport athlete. So, Bob, hey. My guy Kevin Sperry, hey, he shows a lot of heart. He can move around. He can make a guy miss. He's very quick. Oh no, I like this kid's game a lot. I like how quickly he can think on his toes. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to see him taking these hits at the next level, but you like to see that he has that dog. Oklahoma always seems to find these quarterbacks who just kind of got, got that dog in them, got the little bit of chip, they got a chip on their shoulder. Yeah, I like this kid's game a lot. He's just continued to impress me as the highlight tape's gone on. Normally it's the opposite. Normally, players will put their best plays at the beginning, and so you're like, okay, by minute 2 or 3, you kind of get an understanding of what type of player that they are. Kevin Sperry, every single second that I'm watching, it gets better and better. Now we're starting to see all the mobility. If he is able to get into the really low 4.6s, high 4.5s, and keep that level of mobility and just like maneuverability in the pocket, Oklahoma got them one. They already got one in Jackson Arnold. Jackson Arnold is a bona fide star. Even though he hasn't taken a snap for the Oklahoma Sooners yet, I believe that he is going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the little past while for the Oklahoma Sooners. Don't get me wrong, Oklahoma's had good quarterbacks, but I think that he's going to really elevate that quarterback play. I think that Kevin Sperry is going to keep that train rolling right along. Brent Venables is doing a great job of recruiting since he's, things have calmed down a little bit. He's kind of gotten his recruiting classes now. Kevin Sperry is a great pickup. It shows that players want to continue to go and play for Oklahoma. So far, he's not ranked, but I see this kid being a very high tier 4-star quarterback. He might pull a Jackson Arnold and start just skyrocketing his senior year up the recruiting rankings, but I don't really see a weakness in this kid's game. The only thing that you can say is he's small, but 6'1", 200 pounds as a sophomore is definitely not small. He has plenty of time to grow. I see him being 6'3", 6'2 and a half, 6'3 coming senior year, which is more than tall enough. I mean, look at this throw. It's not just the throw and the arm angle. It's just how confidently he did it. He just, I make this throw all the time. That's a great throw. You don't need to rush certain passes. Like, certain passes don't need to be rushed. And Kevin Sperry's him. Okay, so, hey, the Oklahoma Sooners, y'all surprised me with this one. Kevin Sperry was a lot better than I thought that he was going to be. I always think that Oklahoma does a good job of evaluating quarterbacks, and, they do a good job of bringing in guys where they need to. But to already have your next guy lined up, obviously, that is assuming that he's going to stay committed to them. But whenever you get a guy who commits this early, normally they end up staying. Some of the guys who commit a little bit later on in the recruiting process who have a tendency to flip. But this guy, to get him this early as a sophomore, you are going to build a great recruiting class around him, because I see him being one of the best quarterbacks in the class of 2025. His ability to be able to spin the ball, he's got mobility, he can take a hit, he's got that swag, he plays the game right. I really enjoyed Kevin Sperry's highlight tape. All my Oklahoma student fans, comment down below what are your guys' thoughts on your new 2025 quarterback. Hey, this kid's him. Be sure to leave this video a like, hit that subscribe button, and turn your notifications so you never miss any of the 5 videos that we drop on the channel. And with all that being said, I love and appreciate all y'all, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Ciao.